Hi everyone, this is Perla, and this is my Foundation's Capstone reflection. For my Capstone reflection, I chose to look at the 1F course that I've completed, which was Communication and Culture. So the project that I did was on telecommunication devices, specifically the idea of telemedicine as a solution to healthcare access issues. And I looked at it from a lens of what are the issues with this, what are the potential issues with this technology? How does it change the way that people communicate with their healthcare providers? How does it change or impact the people who this technology is targeted towards? And so, what I did in order to analyze this was first went through and described what is telemedicine, what is the cost of telemedicine, really the social cost of telemedicine, how does it change patient-doctor relationships, and then I talked about a story of a man named Ernest and his family and kind of the trauma that they go through in being told some very personal news through an impersonal manner, which was through a telemedicine device. Basically saying that Ernest was on his deathbed and they were going to be transitioning to hospice care, and they were told this by a doctor through a telemedicine machine. And so Ernest and his family are just one example of lower income families, non English speaking families who are affected by this kind of technology, right? What does it mean for some to receive personal care and others not to? How does that affect people and their trust in the healthcare system? And so also analyzed I also analyzed telemedicine through the cultural diamond. And the cultural diamond has 4 points: the social world, the creator, the cultural object, and the receivers. And so through that cultural diamond, I looked at where telemedicine has its place in the world and um, how it interacts at all of these points. So, the receivers of this communication device would be like the patients and the families, and how do they interpret this technology, and where do they give it its place in the social world? And so, in order to really analyze that further, I took a look at telemedicine through the lens of a cultural object. And as a cultural object, although the telemedicine machines, the companies that create these telemedicine machines have a specific purpose and intention for them, how are people on the receiving end changing the meaning and interacting with that technology? Um, and so I did that in order to really dive in and figure out how are people receiving this. Is it something that is benefiting the people that it's targeting, or is it creating a difference between those who can afford access to healthcare, access to quality healthcare, and how does it impact patient-doctor relationships for people who don't have the same access as others? And really what I concluded is that no matter, what your culture, race, ethnicity, language is, people tend to want quality and personal health care and have good relationships with their doctors, because in our culture and our society, doctors are highly regarded and respected. Um, and so that was my final project for COM 161F. Really, one of my biggest takeaways was that I am able to use the framework and tools that we learn in our COM classes, especially our foundation courses, and apply them to help us understand potential social issues. And that was what I really enjoyed about being able to do this project. I thank you, and I cannot wait to see what everyone else did in the class. Thank you.